Now we are told here, houses and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Now, if you get a good wife, you got her from the Lord, and you ought to thank the Lord for her, by the way. You ever done that? Thank the Lord for, if you've got a good wife, man, you ought to thank God for her, because He's the one. And, young man, this ought to tell you something. You want a good wife? Then the one who gives away good wives is not the father. Many a father's glad to get rid of the daughter, by the way. But our Heavenly Father today, He has a lot of good wives to give away. And all you got to do is keep in touch with Him, and He'll lead you to the right one. He wants to give you the right kind of a wife. This is quite practical, don't you think, that He's given us here? Then verse 18, chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. Now, start young in your discipline. Don't wait too late. You can wait too late. A man told me that was saved late in life. He said, you know, my wife and I, we just got saved recently. And we're thanking God for it, but said we lost our children because we sure live like the devil. And we see that in our children today. And they waited too late, you see. You're to start young. And don't mind paddling little Willie if he cries, because he's already told us you won't kill him. But he is going to say something later on about the father that is to be very careful in the way that he deals with his child. It's pretty important that he handle the boy in the right way, you know, that he not be brutal in his dealings with the boy. We're going to come to one of those later on. I think probably let me look back here at verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope, but set not thy soul upon slaying him. Now that is a translation that many feel is better than the one that we have. Now, don't mind punishing him. Don't mind disciplining him. But what he's saying here, a brutal punishment is not to be permitted. The fact of the matter is that even the law could step in like that today, and the law ought to. And God, for Christians, has warned them about that. He says to children, obey your parents, over in the 6th chapter of Ephesians, verse 1. And then he says in verse 4, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. Don't wade into them when you're angry and they know you're angry, and you're just venting your hatred, and you're probably punishing a little too hard. In fact, you could be brutal. The thing you're to do is to bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. That's the thing that is important.